These are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to the Monday weekly briefing for the period November 21st through November 27th, 2016. Thank you for joining. We're actually looking at a very quiet 7 days once again. So we're going to actually look back at something I thought was pretty cool and actually grabbed a lot of the media headlines back on Friday. This image here is actually MODIS satellite imagery, and the great thing about this satellite, it offers really high resolution detail. And as you can see here, back on Friday, November 18th, we had several wildfires across the western part of the state. And then if you see that actual hazy, whitish, filmish area over the central part of that image, and I got it highlighted there with the star, that's actually the triangle. That was actually the smoke that was over us on that day. So we had a lot of people calling in. They were concerned, that actually wondering if fires had broke out across central North Carolina, but it just so happened that winds were very favorable out of the kind of the west-southwest. They actually evected some of that smoke into the triangle. So we thought that was pretty cool, and that this MODIS imagery can detect it. If we look at the current situation of the fires out west, this image is from yesterday. We don't have today's image up yet, but they generally should be in the same spot. You can see that the fires, they're still out there burning, and some pretty big fires continue, but our winds are actually out of the northwest today, and they will be tonight as well. So those fires for the most, or the smoke for the most part, should stay pretty well contained and not effect too far to the west or to the east. So it's no surprise as we go to the next graphic here that you see your most concern as far as air quality to be around the Charlotte metro area. So something that's a little different. And this forecast here, the air quality forecast, is provided by our partners, the North Carolina Environmental Agency. As we look ahead for the next week, we will take this kind of chilly air that we have over us that's supplied by this polar continental high that's building in from the west. That high will build slowly east tonight and Tuesday night, and so we'll see a slow, gradual warm-up of that chilly air. We do expect I'm not going to call it a cold front, but we do expect a front to come through late Wednesday night and into Thursday. And we actually, we're going to see temperatures actually warm up behind that front. But moisture and precipitation is very limited with the front, so we're not expecting a whole lot. Rainfall amount should average less than 1/10 of an inch as that moves through late Wednesday night and Thursday. And as I mentioned, we'll actually see warmer temperatures in time for Thanksgiving. So if you're one of those people that like very warm temperatures, you're going to really love Thanksgiving Day and Fridays. We expect temperatures to be in the mid to upper 60s. Then we're going to have a second front come through, and this actually will bring a cool down with temperatures over the weekend actually returning to normal or slightly below normal. Obviously, with not a whole lot of weather to talk about and very little rain chances, we don't expect any severe potential. So that's quiet on that front. Here's your 7-day rainfall total. Notice again just a slight shade of green there, so we're not expecting any significant rainfall over the next several days. And that brings us to the drought conditions. With no significant rainfall, we expect to continue to see the drought conditions worsen. So though that extreme and that exceptional drought out west that right now is mostly confined to the mountains, will start to push and spread east. Looking beyond this week, looking at the second week, it looks like for the most part temperatures are going to probably vary from a couple of days of below normal with a couple of days of above normal, basically average out there. So we're not seeing anything in the makings or we're going to see an extended period of cold weather or an extended period of warm weather. Very progressive is how we describe that pattern. And then as far as rainfall chances, there may be a slight indication that we could start see slightly wetter than normal by that 2 weeks from now. So that would be basically the first week in December. So let's keep our fingers crossed. And believe it or not, it's late November, but we're still talking about the tropics. So overnight, we had newly formed Tropical Depression 16 develop across the far southwestern Caribbean. And they're actually forecasting that system to intensify, and we could have Tropical Storm Otto develop later this afternoon or tonight. But the forecast track is for it to move steadily west, so it's going to be no threat to the United States. So in summary, we're looking at basically a moderation of the chilly temperatures today and tomorrow. By the time we get to Thanksgiving Day, we're going to be above normal, and that above normal temperatures will continue into Friday. So we expect temperatures in the highs, at least, in the mid to upper 60s on both of those days. And then another moisture star front is going to move through late Friday night, and that will bring a cool down for the weekend with temperatures at or below normal. So basically in the mid to upper 50s. With no significant rainfall expected, we do expect drought conditions to continue to worsen and expand across western and possibly even central North Carolina over the next week. And then finally, don't be surprised that if we get the favorable wind setup, that we could see a few days where we have a degradation even into the triangle of the air quality from smoke being evicted into the area. So as long as we have those conditions out west, there could be some places as far as Triangle, maybe even the eastern part of North Carolina, that will be able to detect that smoke. Well, that's going to be it for today. I apologize for the earlier audio problems. If you have any questions, you can reply to the email. But thank you for joining.